I look at my man Diddy. I like Diddy. I know Diddy from when he was with Andre. Know his whole history, doing parties. Have a lot of bad things been around him? Yes.
Mark Curry, Rob Shooter, thank you both.
Good day.
First,
good day. Yes.
Are either of you not surprised because you knew this was going on and it was only a matter of time?
Yep. I'm not surprised. I knew it was a matter of time. I just didn't know the time would be so soon. I thought it would take 80 years, 100 years for this to come about, but it's happening right before in front of our eyes. So it's like, man, it's fast.
Peace and love, Curry gang. Welcome to Night and Day Talk Media. This your host, JR Curry, and I'm back with another one. All right, so we're going to get into a series of celebrities that responded to the Diddy situation. Ever since Diddy home got raided, you know, a lot of people been coming and speaking out. So that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to get into a bunch of people who responded to the situation. You got people, MC Shan did a response to it. Mark Curry was on Chris Kumo's show, which I'm going to pull up. And a series of other people that reacted to it. Uncle Luke. So yeah, we're gonna start off with this video of Slim Thug allegations. So let's get into it.
Surprised and shocked at how many people already before him having charges have really just like he guilty to them. Ain't nothing I can tell y'all. Y'all on here like, you tripping, nigga, he guilty, he did that shit. You don't know that, man. We don't know that. We don't know what he did. For real, until you proven guilty in court, we can't, you know what I'm saying? So everybody, we just all throwing our opinions out there, man. We just throwing our opinions out there. I ain't on nobody's side, though, to say that. I ain't on nobody's side saying nobody innocent or guilty. I'm just saying how I move with everybody. I'm not going to say nobody guilty off of what's being said and pursuing people. I'm going to have to see some criminal charges as some shit go by. All I'm doing is sitting back watching, man. I'm just waiting to see what happened, man. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see anybody go like this. I hate to see this happen to anybody. And like I said, I hope that this shit is fake. I hope that all this shit is bullshit and a smear campaign and that none of this shit is true. I don't want to see a black man who came so far, almost to $1 billion, fall down. That's our inspiration for it ain't too many of us. I don't want to see they took Kanye down. We forgot about Kanye. Good thing he able to do his own shit, man. That's how I look at it, man. We losing another billionaire over allegations at this point. Still ain't no criminal charges. I'm just surprised and shocked at how many people already before him having charges.
And I agree. I kind of agree with Slim Thug on that. Like, the man, I still believe in the innocent till proven guilty. So until, like we said, we can't confirm or deny if this man guilty or not. We don't know. All we could do is sit back and watch and see what happens with this case. It might not go anywhere. It's possible it can go somewhere. It's possible it might not go anywhere, So we all just sit back, speaking our opinions on it and and just sitting back and watching to see how all this unfolds with Diddy. So all right, let's go ahead and move along. We're gonna go ahead and get into Chris Kumo had former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry on there. And Kumo was asking him about, was he surprised that these things are happening to Diddy? He said he's not surprised. He just wondering why it took so long. So he's here on Kumo to give his account. So let's go ahead and get into this video real quick.
Mark Curry, former artist on Bad Boy's label, and Rob Shooter, who was a former publicist for Sean Combs. Rob is now the host of the podcast Naughty But Nice. Mark Curry, Rob Shooter, thank you both.
Good day.
First,
good day. Yes.
Are either of you not surprised because you knew this was going on and it was only a matter of time?
Yep. I'm not surprised. I knew it was a matter of time. I just didn't know the time would be so soon. I thought it would take 80 years, 100 years for this to come about, but it's happening right before in front of our eyes. So it's like, man, it's fast. It's quick.
Now, Mark, you're saying that this is legit, that you knew this kind of stuff was going on?
It depends on what you're saying about knew what kind of stuff was going on. But I can tell you about my life as being an artist on Bad Boy and the things that I've encountered as being an artist. As far as all the other allegations that he may have going on, those are just things that unfortunately he has going on in his life that we can talk about. But I didn't know that a lot of these things that he's being allegedly accused of, I didn't know that they even had anything much to do with him like that, honestly.
All right, so I just want to be, I want to be clear. I want to be clear about what you're saying, Mark. The allegations against him right now
be clear.
are that he may be connected to a sex trafficking, drug trafficking, gun trafficking ring that may even include underage people. On that, are you shocked or are you not surprised?
Well, I'm shocked that it's happening to him, but that's just something that happens like almost every day in the community that I come from. But I'm shocked that it's happening to him. Those kind of allegations I can expect from people who are in more of a criminal activity life or lead something like, not someone like Puff. I wouldn't think that he would be involved in that.
Rob, you worked for him. You weren't an artist, so you weren't.
Yeah, nobody. As far as like we heard a lot of allegations over the year, but sex trafficking wasn't one of them. You know what I mean? Like we heard about all the gay rumors and the same stuff that people been saying about Puffy for the past 20-something years. But this trafficking thing is definitely something new that's involving this man. So let's see what his former publicist got to say. Rob Shooter, let's go ahead.
You weren't one of his party pals. You were helping run the business. What level of shock, Rob, do you have as to the nature of these allegations and how close to Combs the allegations are, so much so that they're going into his house, taking his kids?
I'm absolutely stunned by what went down today. I couldn't believe my eyes seeing this raid, this search of his home. I'm not here to defend Puffy as a good person. Working with him, it was very tough. He was very demanding, but I've worked with a lot of famous people who were equally as demanding. I just never saw any evidence of this. Did he like to party? Yes. Did he like to have fun? Yes. Was he terribly charming? Yes, he was. But this stuff is really serious, specific allegations. I do have pause, though. It's not just one person. It's several people that have now come forward, and I want to believe that the authorities have enough evidence or at least suspicion to justify what happened today.
Rob, did you have any indication that he liked underage women and liked getting underage women for his friends?
Not at all. When I was around him, there was lots of pretty girls, lots of pretty people around him. None of them were children. None of them were underage. I saw people throw themselves at Diddy. He's a superstar. You're right in your introduction, one of the most famous people in the world, lots of money, likes to go out and be flashy. And so I think he sort of maybe opened himself up to this with how much he trusted people and how much he loved this celebrity lifestyle.
Yeah, and that's another thing, like this definitely, might be tied to something bigger. Like we said yesterday on the last live stream, this thing is definitely tied to something bigger, and his name is just so happened to be wrapped up in it. You know what I'm saying? So you see how they swarmed this house and looking for evidence, because that evidence they looking for is leading to a bigger operation. Now let's just call it what it is. Puffy's a small pond in the fish compared to what's really going on. We all know that. So he might, his name might have been attached to some things that's involved with the bigger operation. And that's why they swarmed this house looking for evidence, because maybe someone led them there. So maybe someone diverted the situation and led them to Puffy's cribs just to throw them off. That happens all the time too. So like I said, we can't confirm or deny that, but this situation here is possible. So let's continue.
Mark Curry, guns, drugs. Yes. Was Combs known as a guy that could get you those things?
No, not for me. I mean, no. Actually, he has friends that can actually, may have connections with a few friends that may know how to do that. But I wouldn't have to ask him to do anything like that. I always just did whatever. I always had to. Since working with him, man, it's been having to do everything you have to do on your own. So everything that he's going through basically is exactly what everybody else that's been around him has had to go through prison, through death. And it's just a lot of things that we had to encounter. So, it's just the chicken that's coming home to roost. And this is just what happens. It's karma, but I don't wish no bad upon him. It's just exactly what it is everybody else has been going through. When I had to go through it, I had to be strong. So I had to figure out how to keep my head strong and how to keep going and how to win. So at this time, he has to figure out the same thing that he left everyone else having to figure out in life. He has to be able to have the strength to move on and find some kind of faith somewhere. He's in trouble.
So let's talk about why you think he's in trouble. Did Combs have a reputation, Mark, for liking young women or providing underage or young women to people?
Well, what you can say is at his age, at 50, what is he, like 52 or 53? At that age, when you're in the hip hop, it's not like he's hanging around people his age. So he's always placing himself around people who are underage, because those are the people who party. So when you go to the club and you're having a party tonight at Club Live or whatever that club may be, the only people that are going to attend that party are probably young people. So his
yeah, at some point in time, he should have, at some point in time, he should have just slowed down far as with all that partying and all that. You know what I mean? Like, he should have slowed down with that, because now you putting yourself in the hemisphere of who can you really trust. So that could be understandable, him inviting all these people to his house and all these different people from, that's trying to get in the industry, and you don't even know who's who. You don't know if people's being planted around you. You don't know nothing. So I agree, he should have slowed down with all that party, being 50 something years old. Man, you got sons for that. Your sons and all that I can see them doing that, but you partying with your sons and dating the same women they dating and all that, like, yeah, that's kind of, yeah. That's good.
Lifestyle is not allowing him to grow and become a older person or a man or whatever you may, whatever we grow to be. So I think it comes with the lifestyle that he's choosing to live. And my best advice for him would be that sometimes you have to grow up. You have to outgrow some of your ways, and you have to think different sometimes. He just never knew how to do that.
Well, if these allegations are true, he's going to have a lot of time to grow behind bars, because this isn't behavior. This is criminality. Did you ever have an experience, Mark, where you saw that somebody was given males or females to have sex with that were given through the company?
No, there was a such thing as like a casting couch type of thing, but that's the same thing as in the movie industry. And that's just people who are willing to do certain things. But, it was never a pressure or any, you had to do this in order to be a part of the movement. It was never that. But, as far, how you treat employees or how you talk to people, if you can talk to someone crazy, you can do crazy things to a person. So you don't actually have to see people do crazy things to people. You can just listen to the way they talk to them. And the way that we talk to people, sometimes we don't have respect for him. So him as a person, does he talk to people any kind of way he feels he can? Does he do people any way he feels, and he doesn't have to answer to anyone or anything in life? Yes, he's that kind of person. And that's something that he had plenty of time to change in his life. But as a result, it's coming back on him.
Listen, I get it. We've heard that about a lot of big shots. I played basketball against Sean Combs' team many years ago. I saw how he was with them. I saw how he was on the court. But that's very different, Rob, than smacking a woman around and telling her to go have sex with people and, being a gun and drug runner.
Completely, it's night and day. Now, if I was reading today that we had some sort of like Ellen expose on Diddy, that he wasn't the nicest guy, that he maybe wasn't quite as charming, that he could be pretty tough on people he worked with, I would be like, I buy that. I experienced it. I worked for him. I have no complaints about it, but it was a really tough time working for Puffy. But there's a difference between doing that and breaking the law. And I just never, ever saw that. Not only did I not see it, to be honest, I always used to think Puffy's swagger was put on. He was the one that really wanted to be home early. You don't get to run $1 billion business and not go to bed on time. He was always early if he had to get up to do a morning show. I think it was more of a facade than actually a reality, but there's no doubt he's a tough guy, tough to work for, but I never saw anything criminal.
Prime example of wanting to be in the mix to everything, trying to control every situation. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in the position where you don't even know who you could trust, and you got all these people around, you don't know what's going on. Man, I hope this be a lesson to all you people that's in the industry and seeing this, and people that's trying to get in the industry, seeing this. This is definitely something to dissect and learn from. Let's go ahead and move on though. All right, so we're gonna get into let's get into MC Shan's response and his reaction to Puffy's place getting raided. Let me pull this up. All right, so let's get into the brother MC Shan. Y'all know, former hip hop artist, legendary from Queensbridge, MC Shan. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this.
One time for your mind, two time for your soul. It's your man Shizzle with a Whizzle. 3 weeks ago, I told y'all niggas that fair shit was coming down, right? So I only have one word for you. Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. Do it or not. We have to understand the difference between those other charges that are coming from personal to this federal sex trafficking. This is something that you have to do with others incorporated. You can't traffic by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can. You can go buy it, bring it, and die. But as far as sex trafficking, there's a lot of you nervous in your boots right now. Because you know that P. Diddy ain't built like that. That mother gonna save his ass. He don't want to do 20 years. Remember, that nigga always had killers around him. He ain't never was a killer again. Okay? He might slap a nigga because he know he got these bodyguards, but he ain't built that way, nigga. He gonna tell on all y'all niggas. All y'all is running for the hills right now because you know the Epstein was some shit. This is the nigga part of the thing. R. Kelly and Cosby was the first beginning of the black people. Let's get them. Oh, they on that shit with you, Puff. And I told you to go. You should, instead of you pointing your plane toward Antigua, you should have pointed that shit toward Bali. I tell you, Russell been waiting there with you open arms like he got a pal now. I told you that shit. But it is what it is, and I'm not trying to help make a fugitive with nothing like that. But that's what you should have went, not agreeing with your sense. But that's none of my business. It's your man Sizzle. One time for your mind, two times for your soul. Like I said, I only got one word for you. Diddy, do it or not? I'm out of here, y'all.
All right, so that's the brother MC Shan's reaction to Diddy's allegations. Yeah, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy situation, and these some major allegations against this man. We don't know if it's true or not. I guess we'll see. We can't just say he guilty by public opinion. Just because the public saying he guilty don't make the man guilty. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is that, like we said, this stuff has to be picked apart and dissected, and then the case has to be broken down. So when we start seeing things and names being dropped, and more evidence coming forth and more people coming forth, we'll be able to get a better assessment whether a man is guilty or not. And that's up to the courts. Like we said, that's the court's job to do all that. His lawyers, get involved and all that. So yeah. All right, so let's move along. Let's go ahead and get into the brother Torre saying that he had a family member that he got hired with Diddy as an intern. And he said the intern ended like 3 months in because he said the family member was asked by Diddy to come spend the night with him or the internship is over. Like I said, we can't confirm or deny it. This is this man's account about his family member, because he said he was at one point in time he was cool with Diddy to the point where he can call up Diddy and ask for favors and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it.
I was personally disturbed many years ago. Okay, I know this man well enough to call him and say, hey, I need a favor.
Yeah.
And this might have been 10, 12 years ago that I called him and say, hey, I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern.
Yeah.
And I have never talked about this publicly. And he said yes. And they were flying around, one of the interns, Atlanta, Miami, whatever, on the jet, in the house, whatever. And then the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did it end? He wouldn't say. And years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And they said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, this is how it goes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was,
like I said, we can't confirm or deny it, but that's what he said. His cousin went through, his family member, getting hired with Diddy and experienced that. Man, it seemed like it's definitely a smear campaign against Diddy. We all can definitely see that. He's being sacrificed in the media, definitely. Because we know it's bigger fish to fry out here, but he's the sacrificial lamb right now for the the front runner, to be sacrificed in the media, so everybody could look Diddy's way, while they over there doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Because that's usually how it works. We know that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Mase. Mase responded, to the Diddy allegations that's been coming out in the raid that happened. And, Mase basically saying, Mase basically saying that this is reparations for the people Diddy screwed all over the years or whatever. So this is his reaction. And let's go ahead and get into it. So let's shout out to Camron and Mase podcast. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get into it.
Killer, I'm doing good, man. Reparations is getting closer and closer. Oh gonna be sure to give you your percentage.
I ain't had nothing to do with that money. That's all yours, man. I was on the next boat. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Getting closer and closer,
Closer
man.
and closer.
Okay.
The big payback.
This has been the last year. Has really kind of been the big payback for you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of last week. You went Destiny.
Yeah.
You went Destiny. You know what happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's going crazy.
What happened?
I'm gonna let you start. What did you see that happen?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Killer, I'm doing good, man.
I was on the next boat. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Getting closer and closer,
Closer
man.
and closer.
Okay.
The big payback.
This has been the last year. Has really kind of been the big payback for you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of last week. You went Destiny.
Yeah.
You done Destiny. You know what happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's going crazy.
What happened?
I'm gonna let you start. What did you see that happen?
Oh, yesterday was the anniversary of Biggie Small's album, 27 years later. That's what I seen yesterday. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that was real. It's amazing that all of this would transpire on that day.
Yeah, we said the same exact thing. That there ain't no coincidence that his house is getting raided on the anniversary of Biggie's album Life After Death. Nah, it ain't no coincidence.
What's crazy is yesterday was Biggie Small's 27th anniversary of Life. I was on the next boat, Life After Death. And it was also the Diplomat Immunity album, 21st anniversary. Shit, it's shit going on. It's going on around. Yeah, man. I was just saying this. That day, yesterday was kind of.
That's eerie, man.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It was just
that was crazy.
That's kind of crazy, man. I had no idea that, the internet lets you know, because I don't be knowing these dates for my albums or other people's albums, but they will remind you, man.
Yeah.
That's all you seen?
Seen a lot.
That's what I seen. That's what I was.
I seen helicopters, all kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Life After Death.
So that Mase and them up there being giggly and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they know damn well what's going on. All right, man. So let's go ahead and move along, man. Let me see who else actually responded to this situation. Let's get into the brother Luke, Uncle Luke Campbell, pretty much breaking this situation down. What's going on with Diddy? He said he feel like Diddy's being like, it's possible could be a setup. Like I said, I feel like he's definitely being sacrificed in the media. There's a certain agenda right now that's going on within that Hollywood ring, and we seeing all these people coming out and being prosecuted, not just blacks, but the white ones too. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a change of the guards going on, a shift is happening, and we're gonna see a lot more names come out in the media. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get into the brother Uncle Luke. You know what I mean? Pretty much breaking it down. Let's get it.
See, the difference is, I used to let me just say this, right? If there was anybody hurt or anybody violated or anybody treated any type of way or by anybody in any of them situations, that shit go to court and it comes out. And if your ass did something wrong, then your ass need to go to jail. Right? I'm a firm believer of that because, everybody got daughters. Ain't nobody violating their daughter. But at the same time, we have to understand that there's some trifling people out here. There's some people out here that are trying to get over it. I've had many people, right? I've had people try to get over on me. I've had people say, oh, Luke hit me in the head with a bottle. Luke hit me and beat me up. This Luke baby. Luke did this. But see, I was a smart dude. That's why when y'all see the Freaknik and all that, and y'all see all this footage, and you'll probably see Galveston, and you'll see Daytona Beach. I filmed everything. They tried to jam me up in South Carolina. The woman then went on stage and did some wild shit, and then all her friends started talking about she did some wild shit. Then she go to the law and talking about, oh, Luke did this to me. And then I had a release form. The police called me up and say, yo, mind you, I never do nothing. I always stand to the side. Yo, I have a lady that's filing a complaint. And I say, I got a release form of the individuals who signed the release to get on stage and dance with the girls. Is her name on this list? Bam. Yeah. Matter of fact, and I got video. So don't come to me with that shit. And see, that's the thing. When you're an artist, you're a target. Now, I'm not gonna say some of these artists don't do wild shit. They do some wild shit. Trust me. You know, and I know when the wild shit get ready to happen, and I leave. But that's why I ain't in that in crowd. What up, Jeff? I'm not in that in crowd. I leave. I'm out of there. I'm going. See you later, alligator. You know, when the wild shit, the party get good, and early on everybody's at a guest and everything, party get good, but then there's a time that you need to leave the party. There's a time that everybody needs to leave the party because ain't nothing good finna happen good afterwards. People gonna, start doing their little thing, their little wild shit. And so you kind of get the vibes. You know who's known for doing wild shit. Us in the industry, we know who's known for doing wild shit. So when you see that dude in the party or that girl in the party, you be like, okay, man, it's time for me to go. Them damn red flags go to coming up. Okay, it's time for me to go. Hey, look, I'm going with the white folks, with the sponsors and shit. And so again, the way they, listen, man, I look at my man Diddy. I like Diddy. I know Diddy from when he was with Andre, his whole history, doing parties. Have a lot of bad things been around him, yes. But he's really a good guy. From what I know, I don't know what people do in the dark, but I know him as the guy that I meet, the guy that I've talked to on several occasions. He's a genuinely good, respectable guy. You know what I'm saying? He's really he's real sensitive also. He ain't the big tough guy. I can name you some big tough guys in the industry. They tough guys, but they really ain't tough neither. Half of these dudes be claiming that they're tough. Them dudes, man, they done went to college and shit, got degrees and all that. They just walk around trying to act like somebody that they heard about in the hood. And Diddy is not that tough guy. I remember doing a peep show, and it was a guy that came in. While y'all see the peep show where I was interviewing Jay-Z and the girls were sitting there. At that same shoot, there was a guy that came in and made some comments about Diddy, and Jay-Z told him, call up Big and say, Big, man, this dude saying some wild shit. And I'm sitting there in amazement, and this dude saying some wild shit about Puff. And then I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Said he went to school with him, and I'm like in amazement too. I'm interviewing Buddy. I don't know why the producers had me interview this dude. And so, the Puff called me and said, man, please don't air that shit. And called up BT who owned the show and said, please don't air that shit. This man lying, this man. And so eventually we didn't air it. Somewhere in a can in the vault because, dude had a bone to pick. And that's how it used to be. When we always looked out for each other. If somebody said some wild shit, or if somebody saw somebody doing some wild shit, then we would be like, yo, man, hey, man, why don't y'all chill and shit like that? There have been many, many times, it's everybody trying to come up. Where people go and they come to these parties and they be trying to get chose. But you got to be smart enough. Knock on wood. I don't even have to knock on wood. I'm the fucking wild and crazy dude in my heydays. Mr. Luke with the wild parties, wild yacht parties, all this shit they're doing right now on the yachts and all that. But the people around you have to be professional enough to make sure that they got to protect you. They got to protect the situation. Because you can have a grown-ass person you have a little, some young-ass person in the room where they don't need to be in there. So the people around you, all these people, they so busy, especially fucking bodyguards, they so busy worrying about a dude where, hey, look, they need to be checking ID and shit. And dudes around me was like that. We had parties and shit. It became, no, man, hey, look here. You better check some ID. Your job is to check ID. Don't let nobody up in this party that, don't belong up in here. That's, and these dudes, they have a lot more resources. And so if there was some shit going on, at some of these places, I all this shit going on, man, with this man, I have a problem with them people putting the guns on the man kids. You're putting guns on the kids, handcuffing the kids, you traumatize them kids. I don't know if any white people that have been accused of something.
And I agree with that. I don't think the way they went in there you know, SWAT, you know what I mean? The way they went in there, like, you know, like the man was Pablo Escobar and all that. I ain't really agree with that neither. How they, you know, how they ran up in there like that deep. They didn't need to even go there like that. And military, you know what I mean, on some military guerrilla style search. It ain't like Diddy a threat. He ain't a threat to nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that was just a media tactic being, I mean, you know, a tactic being used to definitely destroy that man in the media to make it look, you know, because if it could happen to him, it could basically happen to anybody. For real. So, like I said, we don't know if this nigga's guilty or not. I guess we'll see where it goes. You know what I mean? And all that. So let's continue.
Then you ain't even accused a man of nothing. You ain't even been accused of nothing. And you roll up in their crib with all the guns and you dragging the kids out. I just feel sorry for the kids to be involved in this, that you're treating people's kids like that. Like this man's some notorious gangster. He's Noriega or some shit like that. This man's not Noriega. This guy's not a tough guy at all. Diddy is not a tough guy. He ain't what they build him up to be, like he's some kind of fucking notorious gangster. He ain't even got gangsters around him. He's genuinely a real nice and sensitive guy. And when he called us up about the man making the statements, he was like, man, come on. You know, the dude is a nice, respectful, sensitive guy. Now, I know some bad guys that you need to roll up in their house because they will shoot your ass with tanks and all that. I know some dudes that you need to do that with. But that dude that guy's not the one. You call this lawyer up and say, lawyer, tell the lawyer, this is how the shit work. You call the lawyer up, hey man, we got a warrant to search the house. Or if you feel like you're gonna call the lawyer up and give him the heads up, then you just, because the lawyer gonna then feel like, if you call the lawyer, you feel like you're gonna fuck with some evidence, and you want to do a surprise attack. They do that shit early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning when everybody there. We have paperwork saying we need to come up in this motherfucker and get all this evidence, and so we got to come surprise your ass. That's what you do, you know. And then now you then whether press charges or not because of the evidence that you got. Them people need to have been doing a press conference. I was waiting for the press conference. Why y'all just ran up in a man's house like the Gestapo in the United States of America? You need to tell the public what the fuck just happened and why you just did that. But unfortunately, I mean, shit, they rolled up and down.
Yeah, like where's the press conference? Right, like where's the press conference of, you know, these you know, of these authorities that ran up in this house? Usually they'd do like a little press conference, or they'd do like a little interview on the scene, maybe with the news people and all that. You haven't seen none of that in the media. You haven't seen no authorities, you know, speak out on this situation, even if they say, you know, that not speaking on, you know, any of the, you know, what he's gonna be charged with and all that, because they you know, something where they say that we don't know at this time, but at this moment in time, we still, you know, we had to come, you know, search the house for evidence and this and that. No type of press conference, none.
The Trump house, and they said we were looking for them documents that you stole, and they went up in there and got the motherfucking documents. You know, they had a press conference after with the general, the attorney general. Hey, look, we rolled up in the house because he had some documents that he took after being president, some sensitive documents, and we rolled up in his shit and we got the documents. That's how that worked. And you told the public why you did that. You know, we live in the United States of America, not a communist country. In a communist country, they roll up in people's shit and take people's kids and drag them out in the streets and shit like that. Why are we living like a communist country right now? That's the problem I got. If the man did something wrong, you're trying to go up in there and get some shit, take your ass up in there like they normally do, 4 o'clock in the morning, and go up in there, you know, because you don't want nobody to throw no evidence away. And if you find something, and then when you do that, and you got the media and everybody all on this shit, then you got to come out there and have a little press conference and say, yo, we rolled up in the man's house, and we were looking for evidence of this right here. There's been a whole bunch of allegations and shit like that. And so we felt obligated to go up in here. You know, we have a lot of letters from people who said they were violated in this many ways. And so that gave us probable cause, went to a judge, whatever his name, he signed the paperwork. The judge, because it takes a judge in order for you to do a search and seizure. The judge signed the paperwork. We had probable cause to go in there, and this is what the fuck we was in there doing. We ain't gonna tell y'all what we were looking for, but there's an ongoing investigation. Bam. All this fucking grandstanding. So if you did something wrong, all right, it comes out. I'm not condoning nobody doing nothing with no underage people or whatever the fuck it is, or breaking any law. But again, you know, you know, I don't like kids being thrown down on the ground and shit like that. You know, if you're gonna search some shit down, you search some shit down. if you're going up in there for some cell phones, you need to locate the guy too, because you need his cell phone too. You going there for some cell phone? You need to come on up with all kind of evidence. You need the videotapes out the ceiling and shit, showing people came in the house. But again, you know, that's the world we live in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Diddy got cameras all over the place where they can actually you know, see who was coming in and out of there. If he got like cameras on the property or any of that, that's probably exactly what they're gonna cipher through too. Is all the camera footage of people coming in and out of the you know, out of Diddy's home and whatever.
It's not a problem. I just hope that the truth come out in whatever shape, form, or fashion it is.
They gonna want to check to see if there's any children on that damn, you know, any type of suspicious, you know, activities going on, or underage, you know, people coming in and out of there. Real talk.
That the truth come out of this situation, you know, and for whatever it is, if somebody did something wrong, they need to go to fucking jail, and if somebody didn't do something wrong, then they need to say they didn't do nothing wrong. But we already know this, you know, it's rough out here. It's rough out here. It's rough out here for a brother. It's a lot of things going on around here. You know, can't keep up with this shit. You know, one thing I can say is this: when you sign up with these certain companies, and you go rogue and you start talking about you're going to sue them, when you start talking about you're going to sue certain companies that you got in bed with that made you a billionaire, and I'm gonna say this, and I want y'all to think about this, because I don't want to call no other names. I don't want to call no other names on it, because I don't want to be getting no viral moment on this bitch where they video my shit and have me on the shade room and everywhere other fucking room. Think about what I'm getting ready to say to you all. When you sign up to these major companies, these major corporations, and they make you a billionaire, and you're doing all kind of wild shit around them and all kind of wild shit with them, and they make you a billionaire, they feel like they made you. They feel like they made you. So when you go rogue and you get to the point where you go to talking that shit about suing them and acting like and talking all that wild shit about you this and you that, and you suing them and they treating you some kind of way, and when you go rogue, them people coming. Them people coming now, because they feel like they made you. They still buying and purchasing niggas. Dang, cut me off. Think about all these black dudes who went rogue. Wow. Who start talking about these big time billion-dollar corporations, stock market. When you affect a person's stock, when you fuck with their stock, and they made you a billionaire, they made you. They look at you and say, "Nigga, you ain't sold that many records to make you a billionaire. You ain't sold that many things to make you a billionaire. We partnered up with you, using your name and likeness and your brand, and you made millions. We made you a billionaire." And when you go to talking that wild shit, hey, happy birthday. They will break you. I'm telling y'all some good shit. Think about the guys who done got on this app and talk about these people in their nationality. And talk about the other guys who were in the room that they made billionaires, and now you out the room and you want to talk shit about the dudes that's in the room and the people who made all these people. Yay. I'll give you some good information. See, you have a choice to go up in that room to sell your soul to the devil. I never took that choice. I never made that choice, people. I never even took that. I have had opportunities to go up in that room and sell my soul to the devil for the dollar. I just can't live with myself. I'll be all right like this in the fucking garage, looking for clean out the garage on junk day tomorrow. I'm okay. Versus selling your soul. Yeah, they're gonna give you the millions. They're gonna give you the billion. But when you fucking start thinking it's really about you, they will humble your ass so fast it'll make your head spin. Think about it. Think about the guys right now who are going through the shit right now, who was way up here. But they can't even fucking, they shot them down so bad, and they fucking went out to these major corporations who put billions in their pocket, and they thought it was about them. Those people are going to come after you, and they're going to take you down. And they're more deep into politics than you may think about it. These people own senators. They own congressmen. They own these motherfuckers. They own judges. They own congressmen and senators who get judges nominated, who get federal judges nominated. So you see, a lot of us don't know how the game is really played. You talk about multi-billion-dollar corporations that put millions of dollars into political campaigns so that they could get you. All it takes is one senator. All it takes is one senator. You fuck around with one major corporation, and that major corporation. I'm gonna put y'all up on some game because I have y'all to know how this shit work. And that's why when I be talking, hey, look, if half of these brothers consult with me before they go to acting crazy, they can save millions and millions of dollars. And I might need to open up me a fucking consulting firm called Save a Hole, Captain Save a Hole. When you go and you get these billions and you see them put you up on a pedestal, that's because they put you up on a pedestal. They made you the guy. They placed you on every network. They sold you to all y'all on here. They gave you 5 million followers. They put all this, they dress you up like a fucking hoe on the street. They gave you the Bugattis, they gave you the mansions on 2 different coasts. They put you up on a pedestal because they need you. It's like some pimp shit. When you got your main girl, you dress her up and she look like this and look like that and do this and you march her into the big room. I'm telling you. So when they put you on that motherfucking pedestal, and then you start thinking it's about you and you want to take over their shit, then people look back like this. Hold on, who the fuck do you think he is? Oh, we'll show you better than we can tell you. Then they'll try to reason with you, and they'll talk to your manager because your manager look like them, and they'll be like, "Hey man, tell your man to chill out," you know. And then the manager come in and he trying to keep his job. Hey guy, calm down. And then you go walk around like it's all about you. You got all the cars and the mansions and the jets and all the yachts and all this and all the people running around. You talking about yeah. And now you want to fight. Now you want to bite the hand that feeds you. Don't your mama ever always tell you that? Your mama say, never bite the hand that feeds you. And so this is how the major corporations work when you try to come after them. Now you put a lawsuit in. Bam, lawsuit. Fuck that shit. I'm suing their ass. I'm take their company down. Fuck that shit. They taking my brand and my name and likeness and they making millions of dollars. I want out of this contract. And now, mind you, these people on the stock market, they stock go down 5%. That just cost them some billions. So they're looking at this motherfucker to the shareholders. This motherfucker is affecting our stock. They gotta hold on. You just fucked up some billions of dollars. These are major corporations that are on the stock market that you can affect their stock and cost them in one day billions of dollars by having their stock drop because your sneakers. You telling people you don't want them selling your sneakers, or you don't want them they stealing money from you, ain't paying you off the liquor. Them people like hold the fuck on. Okay, get the lawsuit. Now when you get the lawsuit, you got to go to the judge, state judge. They definitely own the state judge because they're going to buy the number one law firm who put the most money into the state judge, into the local judge campaign to make him the local judge. Big bank take little bank. It goes back to CeeLo. The federal judge, they're going to then find out what senator and congressman that called the president to say, I need an appointment for my federal judge, because how do you get an appointment for a federal judge is because I'm a major donor. And hey, man, I got a friend of mine that's a judge, man, on the circuit level. Man, I would love for him to be a federal judge, and I'm gonna max out in your campaign. Matter of fact, I'm gonna generate a couple $100,000 or $1 million and put in your campaign. You win the seat. You didn't call up the president. President didn't say, hey, look here, man, nominate this motherfucker right here. So now you got a fucking judge in here. You got the state judge. So then now you black man who don't own these people company. You want to talk all your cash money shit, and you want to go after these people. What ends up happening? They start the smear campaign because they down with the media. They got to smear you before you go into the courtroom of your peers. They go, okay, we can't settle with this dude. We can't have no voice of reason. He want to act crazy. Now we're going to go after you. Now we're going to call up our same senator. Hey, man, I need you, man, go issue a search warrant, man. I need you to drag this motherfucker. In the hood, that's what we call it. I want you to drag his ass. I want you to have all kinds of allegations. So by the time he come in this courtroom, he going to wish we're going to take every fucking dime you got. Because we made you. You didn't make us. God damn it. You fuck with my stock. You fuck with my money. You fuck with me. I'm going to fuck with you. I'm going to break your ass down to the lowest term. That's how.
De Leon. Kanye with Adidas. Diddy with De Leon. Those people's families been around for a long time. Like, that's old money. So I feel what he's saying. Like, I mean, it's war. It's war in that field. Trying to fight and maintain a certain status, billionaire status and all that. Yeah, man. We see what's happening. I mean, we know Diddy been doing things throughout the years. But this new thing right here they got against this man, the sex trafficking, that's a whole nother monster, bro. That's gonna, I mean, that could put him in jail for life. You never see the day of light. And I don't think that brother can handle that type of shit. I don't think that's made for anyone. I mean, that's not for anyone to go through. I wouldn't even Wish that on my worst enemy, bro. Like, this is crazy. This is a crazy situation, bro.
How this shit go, boss? So when you fuck with them people that put that bread in your pocket that made you, they're gonna take you down to the lowest terms.
Damn.
Sound like the movie Scarface. Bingo. That's how they do. So you go, they done smeared your name. By the time you get in the courtroom, you lost already because you're sitting up there with a jury looking at you like you're a fucking pedophile, and you probably ain't never touched a little girl in your life. And you're trying to sue this major corporation, this major respectable corporation, and they're gonna say how many people they employ, how many people, and half the people on the jury drink their shit. Half the people on the jury, children walking around with their paraphernalia on. You get ready to sue them, and they'd have made you through the media, they'd have made you a crazy man, and they'd have made you a goddamn pedophile, they'd have made you everything that you're not. I'm giving y'all some good shit today. Never bite the hand that feeds you. So now when you walk up in that room and you make the deal, you cut the deal with the devil, and then you got one motherfucker, he want to talk about everybody else who's still in the room. You know that why I be sitting there looking at that shit. I'm like, he telling on everybody. You know, because you in the room, you know this motherfucker run this motherfucker, that motherfucker run that motherfucker, you know. Now you really went rogue. So then now when you tell a dude, hey man, I need a feature. Oh, no feature with you, boss. No, you fucking what? Feature? Hold on, sample? No, bro, you can't even sample my shit. I don't want no. That's how the thing go. I'm giving y'all some good shit. They go like, oh no. I know I can't clear the track. I don't want that heat. Because the game is, and that's what you guys need to do. When you get, I'm gonna tell you, some of y'all on your release broadcast, you got to get involved in the political process. Because one call to one senator that I made a donation to can get your fucking house raided. One call to one senator can get you. I'm not even talking about R. Kelly. So we ain't getting ready to do that. We're not gonna mix R. Kelly with.
Damn. And he said one. Yeah, I mean, just because you got the, making political contributions, you can actually weaponize that and use that against other people, especially the competition. That's crazy, bro.
Him and my wife celebrate. So if you guys want to recuse me, or if you want to file a motion to change a venue or change a judge, and then the prosecutor say no, because the prosecutor one day wants to be sitting on the side of the defender, and the public defender, the same thing. He ain't trying to be getting no fucking $30,000 a year as a prosecutor and a public defender. So he inspired to do what? Work at the major law firm to then get the big bucks. That's how that shit works. So the shit is all rigged before you get in there. So that's why the guy who got money can get off, and the guy who don't have the money got to be like, and they're gonna put the guy who don't have no money in jail because they got to meet their quota of putting people in jail for the same crime. Wow. I'm trying to tell you. I know, yes, the truth hurt, 305. I'm giving y'all how that shit really go. That's why they came after my black ass. It was like, hey man, yes, did I spend millions of dollars in defending myself? Yes, did they smear my name? Yes, did I get blackballed? That's why I love doing all these stories right now. That's why people be amazed. Oh man, this dude got Freak Nick. He the executive producer. That Freak Nick is a part of my life story. So we came in the room and said, we're gonna do Freak Nick. Amongst the other stories, we got a whole board full of stories that they did not tell about me because why? I wasn't in the room with them. I didn't go in that room with them people. I had the opportunity to go in the room. I had the opportunity to sell my soul to the devil. So they never publicized my accomplishments. They never told y'all I created the parental advisory sticker. They never told y'all my records got banned. They took my shit off the shelf. They were trying to drain me. Mm-hmm. Did they take a lot of my life savings? Yes, they did. They were trying to drain me. There was, I guess, two different ways to take a motherfucker down. We could take you down by tying you up in court. We could take you down by draining you, by going to court and taking you and trying to suck you, drain you dry.
Yeah, for y'all that don't know, Luke went up against the Supreme Court, for the reason why you see, parental guide advisory stickers on albums is because of this man right here. He went up against the whole Supreme Court, when they was putting saying his music wasn't fit for public consumption. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to basically put this man out, like, completely. And he went up there and he won. He won. That's why they was able to, do the parental advisory stickers on the albums to let at least warn the public that this album is not for anyone under 18. So let's continue.
They take you down by planting people in your organization to do what? To do bullshit. They got all kind of ways where they're trying to get you.
He even said they plant people. That's the same thing Kanye was saying, wasn't he? They plant people around you. They give you lawyers. They give you, managers. They replace anybody you come in with is going to get replaced. Especially when you're trying to move up to another level. They gonna get replaced, and you can't trust these people. You don't know who they are. You can't trust them.
You feel me? But then you got to be able to know where you came from. You got to be strong mentally. You got to be strong mentally. And then they drain you by not giving you your just due. They never gave me my just due. That's why I sit there and used to be mad. But then I said, hold on. You know what? That's a good thing. They never told my history of being the first in the South to start hip hop. They made me out of the booty shaking man. I'm always a member of the 2 Live Crew. They never described me as the executive that I am to be the first to do all these first things for Southern hip hop. They never did that. That's why they can't even tell the fucking story of Southern hip hop. They even try to crown Master P as the being the first in this and all that. And Master P, when they interviewed him, he said, "No, Luke. How you been talking about that nigga inspired me?" And when you talk to Jay-Z, you listen to his interviews. What was inspired? Man, hold on, man. That dude Luke is the Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson of our business because he was getting different kind of money. Everybody was happy to get a deal. He taught us how to do what? Own our own masters and shit, our own publishing, and own our own record companies. Before this dude, ain't nobody inspired to do that. So they would never tell me the story because they never had to put me on the Mount Rushmore of executives, not some fucking rapper. They would have to tell you the story, man. This dude here got sued by George Lucas. George Lucas. How they were trying to drain me? We're gonna drain this motherfucker. We can't put him in jail because he filmed everything. We're gonna drain his ass. We're gonna drag him in the courthouse, make him spend a whole bunch of money. But then, mind you, I was spending money. What's up, Nicole? Dinner, Nicole. Train you. That's the whole play. So people, you have to understand how this shit works. So I wouldn't stand at all. I go to the Supreme Court. I didn't have to go to the Supreme Court. Fight for free speech, parity. I'm fighting the motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. Because I know me. I'm born and raised in Liberty City, Miami. Born at a hospital where black people had to be off the beach at 6 o'clock. Or you go to jail, South Beach. I was supposed to be either in the jailhouse or dead. I grew up in an era where they put shit on your record because they locked up everybody and then gave you a criminal record trying to take your voting rights away from you, but more so take your ability to get a good job at a state or federal level because you have now a gun charge where they just charge 8 people with 1 gun. So as a black man in the times that I grew up, and even right now, you're designed to be nothing. You're designed to go to jail. I'll be dead. The educational system is trash. So you got to have a strong family. You got to have a strong mama and a strong daddy, which I had. Unfortunately, I have 5 brothers. I'm the 5th one. 4 of them, 2 physics majors, made who's who. Another one, an astronaut, and the other one, a big-time executive chef, general manager, and then there's me, the baby. We all use our brains to then do what? To get the bag because our mom and dad, they use their brain, they hustle. And they taught all of us how to hustle. So at the same time, but dad and uncle taught us about the struggle, black history, while everybody else was bullshitting. We was getting that information on black history to know how this shit goes in circles. That's why I thank God for my Uncle Ricky and my daddy. They taught us the history. And my mom, how a woman's supposed to be and carry herself and conduct herself and how she's supposed to take care of the house and her man and her family. So I got all that to make me who the fuck I am today, which I have a clear understanding of how the system works when you become a powerful black man. Because I couldn't look at cartoons and I couldn't look at all the wild shit that the kids would have to look at and everything. I had to read books. I had to read black history books, which is shit that they're trying to take out of the damn schools in the state of Florida. I had to sit there and listen to the Rap Brown tapes and Malcolm X and Martin and all that. I had to understand Willie Lynchpin. So when they do come after me, I understand who I am as a black man. And I urge all y'all to do that with your kids. No matter how sweet it look, or how many white friends they got and how many, no, they need to know the history. Because there's going to be a time where it's going to be, okay, it's going to be a time for black versus white. Because unfortunately, hey, look, I don't have no beef with white people. White people are trying to protect their own and they're trying to look out for their own and they're trying to keep control. And that's how we're supposed to act, govern ourselves the same way. We're supposed to protect our own and support our own, but we don't do that enough. And so now when you get in these situations, this is some tough shit. You need to know the political game. Right now, if I get out here right now and say, which I did, I ran for mayor. If I get out here right now and say, hey man, tomorrow I'm gonna run for Congress. I need everybody. Y'all see them little letters and see the advertisement. Send $5, send $10 to the campaign and all that. Whatever people who are sending, maxing out at 3,500, 1,000, or 500, whatever the max is that they could do. That is how they get the contracts. That's how they control their elected officials. Unfortunately, we don't. That is how, when you get that guy in as a senator or the congressman or the mayor or the commissioner, that's how you get things done, or the school board member. That's how you get shit done. Because if they put more money in your candidate's campaign, then they're going to control your area. And before you know it, your area going to get gentrified. Before you know it, that major corporation is going to have one of their senator boys call up one of these alphabet departments, or call up some big time person in a big position and say, go raid this motherfucking house. And then they're going to have you, they're going to say, hey man, go, take this motherfucker down, go drag this dude, or drag this guy. That's why you got to know what you're doing when you're dealing with these people. And when you cut the deal with the devil, just understand you cut the deal with the devil. There's only so much you can do. If you're mad with him, the devil then ease your ass out and go find Jesus. You can't be calling the devil and all that. I'm just saying, you knew what you cut a deal with. You sat in the room with the other motherfuckers who cut the deal with the devil when they sat up there and did all that wild shit. Now you all of a sudden you want to talk shit, and then you want to holler that you want to sue these people. You think these people ain't finna come get you? Shit. They can use all their resources that you're not doing. When you get billions, you're supposed to now dump plenty of money into campaigns. So then when they call their senator, then you call your motherfucking senator and say, my senator that I put dumped a lot of money in his campaign, or my congressman, or my governor, or whatever the hell it is, I can tell y'all the story right now. Y'all wonder why North Carolina had and I'm gonna leave y'all on this shit, right? I'm gonna tell y'all some old gangster shit. North Carolina had a entertainment tax similar to what Georgia has. This is some gangster shit here. North Carolina had a tax. You know why Atlanta and Georgia is like Hollywood is because they have a tax, a credit. You do business in Georgia, you hire Georgia people, which is great, by the way. You hire people from Georgia who live in Georgia, then we'll give you a tax credit. That's what they call it. So the more amount of people that you have from Georgia that live in Georgia, that's why a lot of people have to move to Georgia, then claim Georgia as their residence to pay taxes there. Then that's the bigger amount of tax credit you get for your production. So your production could be costing $10 million. Well, you might get a tax credit for $8 million. And so now your production just turned to $18 million. And that's why you go and shoot in Georgia. Well, North Carolina had the same tax credit. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. North Carolina had the same tax credit at one period of time. And there were a lot of people. So North Carolina became in competition with Georgia. This is some gangster shit. And I ain't gonna call the company name. I don't want them fucking with me. I got my little chips. I ain't trying to be in the motherfucking courtroom because somebody file some shit on me and I get dragging me, take my little chips and shit. So one corporation out of Georgia said, fuck this shit. We want all the money in Georgia. So this one corporation, they had a governor's race. This one corporation dumped a bunch of money. Again, big bank take little bank. Dumped a bunch of money in this one candidate for governor race. With the deal was, you become governor, you're going to take the tax credit away from North Carolina and do away with it. Therefore, everybody in North Carolina going to have to then do business in Georgia. They're going to leave. Then they just erase the fucking competition. This big bank take little bank. This gangster shit. Mind you, that man won. That man took the tax credit away from North Carolina. Therefore, North Carolina was never a competition against them anymore. All the business that was going to Carolina, Georgia was getting its fair share, but then Georgia became the only motherfucker in the Southeast to have a tax credit. That's how that shit go. Dang. So when you cut that deal with the devil and you're gonna fuck with them people and talking about you want to go and sue these people, you better have your shit in order. You better have your house in order. And everybody keep talking about why they fuck with these dudes? Why these dudes getting taken down? Half of these dudes ain't did shit, but then they're gonna drag you and make the public think that you're something different. You lose all your damn sponsors, you lose all your family members, you lose everything.
Wow.
And all of a sudden you the fucking Antichrist. Overnight you just became the Antichrist. And you gotta start selling.
And that's crazy because as soon as Kanye became, downplayed in the media and all that after he pulled that going after those people, the little hats community. And the very next day, they made Diddy a billionaire on the Forbes, on the Forbes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this status is manufactured and given to certain people to carry out certain agendas, man. And when they try to go up against them or they don't want to play ball no more, they just dispose them and sacrifice them in the media, pretty much. This is real out here, man. They ain't playing no games out here. Ain't no game playing out here, man. Damn.
And shit. And you got to go live a different kind. You better be prepared mentally to live different than how you was living before when you take on that fight. That's why sometimes it's like, hey man, y'all work this shit out. Let's do a settlement. You get to a wall where anybody won't budge. Don't go take to the media. You ain't bigger than them people, man. And so I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Hey, look, man, I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for all the kids. I care about the kids. I don't fucking adults. They make their decisions, and I'm for the kids, man. I'm for all these kids of all these embattled these brothers that are taking on these battles that they created. They ain't exempt. You create the fucking battles. That's why you got to pick your battle. But everybody got kids, and the kids are innocent in all this right here. So I care about these kids, man. You know, I don't like kids to be drugged, and I don't like kids to be put in mess. I love the kids. You know, because I look at my son, and that's why a lot of times I don't go to every place. You know, they don't put me in them rooms. I don't go in them rooms. I already know what that. I know if I got to go sell my soul to the devil, I know what that entails. And I don't sell my soul to. I do my shit real low key on a slow QT, and I don't try to be telling people, you know, shit hip. You know, because if I told somebody I was executive producer of Freak Nick and I was getting ready to do Freak Nick, do you know how many motherfucking haters would have came out? If I say, well, I'm doing Freak Nick with Hulu, and I'm the executive producer, and I'm putting all these people down, I'm putting this guy down, putting that guy down, putting all this shit, and me and Nikki and Jay and Eric, we came up with this shit, and now we're gonna shop it around. Do you know how many haters I would have had? Oh, y'all shouldn't be fucking with Lou. Y'all should be do business with Lou. Y'all should be doing this and all that. So I do my shit on the QT. When you wake up, it's like, oh shit, this nigga got to deal with Hulu. Hulu was owned by Disney. What the hell just happened? I have to do that because in this world, we have some hating people, and it's mostly our own people.
Yeah.
Who go back though. Why
Yep.
you doing a deal with him? Why you ain't doing a deal with me? He this, he that, he all this here. So you got to know who you are as an individual. I know who I am. I know what's been said about me.
But there's a time where you haters gonna have to, y'all gonna get moved around too. Get out the way.
When I do my projects, y'all see them coming. You ain't gonna know they coming until they coming. And that's how I operate. I'm not gonna get the fame. I'm not gonna get the credit. But then I look at it right now. What? I could tell the stories. I could tell the facts with the receipts. I could tell factual stories with receipts and give it to them in the art form of a film, a documentary, a docuseries, a scripted series. And that's what y'all gonna get. So I'm happy these fuckers tried to bury me and then give me my flowers. That's why I love, my guy. I see my guy Mike Gardner on here. I love Mike Gardner, headliners. I love what them brothers be doing and live and all across the country. I love them with family. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Uncle Luke for to even, breaking down, even because he don't really even be doing long live streams like that. So I appreciate the brother even hopping on here and really breaking it down from a different perspective and giving us a different type of insight on what's going on with not with just Diddy, but how things is being put out in the media nowadays now. You know what I mean? And the stuff that he had to deal with back then, contrary to what's going on now. You know what I mean? So we appreciate your Uncle Luke for putting this information out there for us, man. And on that note, if you haven't supported us yet, make sure you come over to nightanddaynetmarket.com. Right now, the CBD, we took it off because we actually about to launch the new website with the CBD and stuff on there. nightanddayrherbals.com is going to be the new website for everything herbal related, the Z-Tox, Zeolite, everything is going to be on there. But for now, you can actually come over here and get the Zeolite Z-Tox. If you haven't got a great detox yet, make sure you come over here and get the Z-Tox detox. You know what I'm saying? It's the best thing on the market right now. Natural and from the earth. You know what I mean? You can actually come down and read the reviews of the people that we've been helping over the, you know what I mean, for the course of a year or so since we've been selling it. And they've been getting great results. Like we talking about real results, not just saying it. And you know what I mean? And these are people that's getting actual real results from taking Z-Tox Zeolite. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just simply go to the National Institution of Health website, the national NIH.gov. You can actually do your research on what Zeolite was used for. How it helps people with Alzheimer's and different type of ailments. All types of inflammation and brain, things with brain fog and all that type of ordeal. So definitely head over to nightanddaynetmarket.com and pick up your bottle of Zeolite. Get a couple bottles or whatever. It's a 30-day supply in each bottle. So, and on that note, man, This your boy JR Curry, signing off for Night and Day Talk Media, and I'm up out of here. Peace.